Hello and welcome to this month's reading wrap up. We are going to talk about all the books that I read in October. I DNF'd a lot of books, you guys, like a lot, but we're going to talk about those at the end because we don't want to talk about books I didn't like. We're going to talk about the books I did like, which actually I've got a few. It was not as good of a reading month as September, but still not bad. I'm trying to be cozy today. I'm trying to be cozy. It's not even that cold outside, but we're doing it. After you're done watching this video, if you want a list of all of these books with links to StoryGraph and Goodreads, then sign up for my free Patreon because every month I give a list of all of the books. That way you can go in and just add them to your TBR if you also want to read them. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so first off, we started October with Gothikana. Read this for a vlog. My husband actually picked it out, I believe. It was My Husband Chooses What I Read for a Week. And I ended up enjoying this book, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. It definitely had gothic vibes to it. There are elements that I think will stick with me and that I remember about the book. But if I were going to say, oh, if you want a gothic book, I would definitely recommend a different book. I would recommend The Poisoner over Gothikana. Gothikana it fell a little flat for me, honestly. So I gave that 3.5 stars because it was still entertaining, but it didn't end the way I would have wanted it to. Let's just say that. Next was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Everyone's reading this book right now. I ended up listening to the audio and really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute. It was a really great palette cleanser between maybe some other harder books or, fantasy or something like that. I thought the characters were really just endearing. I really liked the characters a lot. And I thought that the little added bit of a mystery involved is really fun too. So I really enjoyed that book and I would definitely recommend it. I also gave that one only 3.5 stars, but that doesn't mean I didn't like it. I hope that can phase. 3.5 is still really good. So the next one was Archer's Voice, but this one I can't really talk about yet because the video for it is not out yet. This is a collab video, so you're gonna love it. It's gonna be great. And we're just gonna move right along to the next book, which is the Ex Hex. And it's actually both. Let's just talk about both. The Ex Hex and The Kiss Curse. Number 1 and 2 in this series by Erin Sterling. I gave The Ex Hex 4 stars and The Kiss Curse 4.5. I think what elevated these stories for me, whereas, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe is so cute and I really enjoyed it because they're kind of the same vibes, I feel like. But there was something about Erin Sterling's writing with her character development that I just loved. Also has a kind of a mystery involved with it, but there's just something about these characters and the writing that I just loved it. The banter was really good, and if you're looking for a book that's just super fun and whimsical, but also has, like I said, a little bit of mystery, just I don't know. Read these books. I cannot recommend them enough. Next, I also did this one for a vlog. It was A Court of Mist and Fury, number 2 of, the ACOTAR series. I'm still working my way through it. I just started number 3. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's not that I don't love these books. I do think they're very good. I just think that the reason why so many people love these books is because it's what got them back into reading, or it got them into fantasy. And I'm just past that. I am already back into reading, and I already am a romantasy reader. I wouldn't say I'm a fantasy reader, but I'm a romantasy reader. And so where I think that it is a very good story, I don't oh my God, that's the best book ever. So that being said, 4.5 stars. Didn't knock it out of the park for me, but I really, really love Reese. He's what does it for me. So good. Next, we have the newest one by Melanie Harlow, is Slapshot Surprise. Okay, Okay, you guys, let me just tell you, if you are not a fan of surprise pregnancy tropes, just move along. Just move to the next book, because this is definitely pregnancy surprise book. Melanie Harlow has this way of writing tropes that maybe some people may not like, but she does it in a way that brings like found family and brings actual family, or brings, just this like heart to it that so good. She's just so good. I really, really enjoy Melanie's writing, and I always have. She's one of my first authors that I really dove into when I got into romance and really back into reading after having kids. And so she holds a special place in my heart, but I do think that she is incredibly talented. And this book really highlights that. So if you don't mind a surprise pregnancy trope, I think you should give it a try. It is really, really cute. And I love the characters. They're so great. Okay, so next, moving on. Maybe something a little more serious, and that was the Book of Azrael. Okay, there's a few things that this book did for me. One was it made me realize I am actually not a fantasy reader. I know. I'm sorry. I am a romantasy reader. I enjoy romantasy. I enjoy post-apocalyptic things. I enjoy, like fae and all that stuff. Vampires, wolves, love it, love it, love it. But I do not think that I am a fan of just straight fantasy. And that's really what this book is. If you go into this book thinking it is a standalone like I did, don't do that. Don't realize it is not a standalone. There's I think the 4th book's coming out or something crazy like that. It definitely left in a cliffhanger, and I was just slack-jawed. I was like, what? Wait, hold on. Please hold. Because I was so upset. I thought, this author is seriously going to just leave this book in a cliffhanger like this, and there's no follow-up to it? And then I realized there was, obviously, very, very shortly after that. But it is a wonderful story. And if you like fantasy, you will love this book. It was really cool. It just wasn't for me. What did I give it? I gave it a 4-star. I gave it a 4-star because I will definitely remember this book. I will remember the characters. But did I like the characters? That's a no. I did not like the characters. Genuinely did not like them. So that is all the books I read, because I just realized this next one, I finished it in November. So we're going to have to just stop there. Now we're going to talk about the books that I DNF'd, and we're going to go through them very, very quickly. And I'll give you the reasons why I DNF'd them, just in case you are curious. Okay, so let's start with God of Malice. Nope, that was from last month. And that one was just because the beginning and I couldn't get over it. Okay, so October 6th. Okay, Emma. I DNF'd Emma, and I talked about this in my vlog, the same one about my husband choosing my books. Emma it just made me realize I'm not a Jane Austen fan. Next, The Witch of Willow Hall. I was listening to the audio of this one, and I really wanted to like it. I really wanted to get into it, but I was just bored. I was so bored with this story, and I just couldn't. Next is Commander by Christy Murray. This was a book, it came out in 2017. I picked this because my Hoopla had it, and I was like, oh, okay, let's see. And I started playing it. You guys, do not read this book. Just don't read this book. It's awful. This guy, if you want to talk about a guy that is the epitome of a D-bag, I don't know if I can say those words on YouTube without them flagging me. But yeah, he's literally has the headpiece in while he's doing things to a girl, and talking to another girl while and the things he says and the things he wears, no. And the girl, oh my gosh, she just gets walked over all the time. I hated it. I DNF'd it I think I was at 20% maybe. I'm sorry. No, can't. Next is Wild Love. I I don't know. This might be a soft DNF, but it might be just DNF. Just really, I couldn't get into it. And I kept thinking I was going to pick it up again. And then I just didn't. So I ended up DNFing Wild Love. And then next was Her Saint by Harmony West. So I read about, I think maybe 50% of this book. I wanted to like it because it's like masked guy, you know, and I thought, cool, yeah, let's see. But is it anything like my other favorite masked man book, Lights Out? No, it is not. And I don't even think it did like the actual like masked man trope well. Like it was, no. And last is Neon Gods. I've heard so many like mixed reviews about this book and like good things and bad things. I ended up DNFing it because I was listening to the audio. I didn't love the characters' voices, but also I did not like the characters. And if I don't like the characters, there's really no reason for me to read the book because I'm such a character-driven girly. Like I love a good story. Obviously we need that. But like I love it when the characters just make me go, and there was none of that. So as you can see, I didn't have like the greatest month, but I also didn't have a horrible one either. I think I found a lot of really good like fall cozy books that I'll be able to continue to recommend every year because I know that they're just going to be so good for anyone looking for something that's going to be nice and just perfect for the season. I'm only on my first book for November, so I don't know how many books I'm going to be getting to this month. This is kind of a crazy month for me because I am moving back to the States next month. So we'll see how many books are in next month's wrap up.